Welcome to the Southern Kitchen. Today I am going to do something quite interesting. I am getting into learning I can't say that I have learned it yet. I'm trying, but my sister is trying to convince me with this getting into sourdough bread making. I have never baked with it before, and today I had the bright idea of getting up and making a pan of cinnamon rolls. The reason this being is going to be called sourdough cinnamon rolls is because, and I know this could be a foreign language to others, just like it was and is to me, but I am learning what things are. And you're probably gonna be like, huh, what is she talking about? This here, guys, this is what you call, from her starter, which is the discard. And if you read up on it, you can learn more about it. I'm just gonna tell you what I've got, and if you want to do research, you can do research. But being the discard of sourdough, this will be added to the cinnamon rolls. I hope everybody can see sort of what I'm doing. I'm a little spread out here. This recipe it feels like it's difficult, but it's not so difficult. So what I'm going to be doing with this bowl here, I have a stick of cold butter, and I have sliced it just so it's easier to crumble up, more like a pea size and crumble consistency. And that's what I want. That's what I want. And I'm using all-purpose flour, okay? And the recipe calls for salt, baking powder, and soda. I've always liked to mix when I'm using all-purpose flour, to mix my soda, baking powder, and salt all in it together at one time. Therefore, it blends them with the flour, and I don't have one sticking out more so than the other. Okay? So this is what I have in my sifter, and I'm going to show you. I've just got my butter cut up in chunks, and that's a whole stick. Okay? Just going to sift this here, mix it together, get everything out in here, and then I'm going to use a pastry cutter little tool there. Disregard those little pieces of flour, but I like for things to be smooth. I'm just going to work this pastry cutter in with this butter, this cold butter, and this flour, and I will get this all mixed up, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got the butter mixed up with the flour, little crumbles. Okay, that's what we want. So now this is my sourdough starter. Okay, discard from the starter. Let me get it right, y'all. Get a little spatula and make sure you get it all out. That we're using 1/3 of a cup of that. Adding that to it. Now we are going to put in a cup of whole milk to that. Okay. Then, and don't ask me, the recipe called for this. We'll figure it out. It is a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of sugar. But anyway, let's see where I'm at. Here. Let me grab my spoon. Sourdough, I was taught you do not put anything metal, no metal spoons, spatulas, anything. It has to be plastic, rubber, wooden, no metal, because it can do something to the mixture. So that's why I've got my little wooden spoon. Someone said that if you mix it in a mixer with the dough hook, that your rolls would be more fluffy and airy like. So I don't know if I want to try that. Being my first time, I want to see, in a way, because you always learn from a mistake. It's sad to say. Not all learning skills can be a mistake, but most time the mistake will stick with us. It just does. Then reach my hand in this flour, and I'm just going to start folding it in just to get it in a form before I put it on my floured surface, okay? Okay. Now, y'all gonna get to see something very, very good, because it's gonna be caught on camera, okay? Everybody knows that rolling dough is a tricky thing to do. Flour your rolling pin very, very good so it don't stick to. So it does not stick to your dough. Okay? Just roll it out that way. Might want to redo it here. This way. And what we're going to do is we are going to try to get it into that 12 by 22 size. This is so satisfying. But this is what we're looking for, okay? See, it comes up like that. Just make sure it lifts before you put, we're gonna be putting our brown sugar mixture in. I'm just trying to get this lifted. Let's turn it over. Make sure we got some flour on this side. Anyway, this is 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, okay? So, all right, what we're going to do, we're going to spread this out. I mean, it said brush. I don't think you can brush this butter sugar mixture. It just don't seem possible. And it don't look like it's gonna be enough to me, but we're gonna see. I know you're not supposed to have it but so thick. And you know, when you do the pinwheel, look. People. Now, I do think that I am going to melt some more butter and add a little bit more brown sugar because this don't seem right. This is the best part here. So, trial and error, as far as being on the movie camera, let me melt some more butter and add sugar and cinnamon. And I'm gonna come right back. Okay, I am back. So now we have added the brown sugar and the butter. I was halving the recipe. spread it on here. Now what I'm doing is I am just rolling up. Okay? So, now, here we go. It says to pinch the ends. If I'm doing it right, yay. If I'm not, oh well. Okay. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I have my oven heated on 375. So, and I did grease this pan. So, what we're going to do now is try to make this even as possible. So, just squeeze, 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 okay? Because you want it to all cook at the same time. You don't want a small piece, a big piece, you know. You want to even out your cooking. Okay. It says to, let me throw this over here. It says to cut in half. So, do I want to be really precise? I can, because my cutting board has measurements over here on the end. Okay? So, we are probably about 14 inches. All right, about 14 inches. Let's just go ahead and cut right in the middle at 7 inches. Use one of these little, oh, this looks good, y'all. What y'all think? Okay. Now, it says to cut that in half. All right, so we're at 7 inches, so 3.5 would be right here. Okay. Each half you want to get total of 4. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we will stand it up, the pinwheel size facing up. In this end piece, you just make sure that it's tucked in. Okay? All right. You can shape, do whatever you need to do. I believe we could have even cut those smaller. These things are huge. I actually think next time I will, because see how tall they are? I really think that I could get more out. Let's see what happens. We're gonna put it in the oven, and I'm gonna keep my eye on it. I'll get back with you as far as the time. It still is, it's on the oven. The oven is set for 375. So we're gonna get back with you, and I will let you know exactly the time that it took for these humongous cinnamon rolls to bake. Okay, the rolls are done. I did bake them for like 30 minutes. They are ginormous. Okay. Here's the next step that I figured y'all would know how to do and didn't need me to tell you. But I will tell you what's in it. Okay, it's 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, tablespoon of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1.5 tablespoons of milk. Okay, until then, cheers to the cinnamon rolls.